Shalom, shalom wa ahaba, mishpaka, shalom wa ahaba. Peace and love, family, peace and love. I want to say shalom to the whole house of Israel, all 12 tribes scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to wherever we've been driven to the lands of our captivity. I would also like to say shalom to the sojourners, the Gentiles, and the foreigners, and all those who give thanks, honor, and praises to the Elohim, or God of the Bible, and his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, to whom many of you refer to as Christ. Hallelujah. Mishpaka, I just want to drop some quick, a quick observation, that I seen as I did my travels or whatever today, and I was en route to my current position, which I'm not going to say because I'm not all into like dropping my location and letting everybody in the world know where I'm at, when I'm at, where I'm at. You understand what I'm saying, Mr. Picard? But I was traveling down to my current destination, and I came past a town in Alabama called Andalusia, Alabama. And that's an interesting name because those of us who study the history of our people, you'll know that up under the Moorish and Israelite Empire that was ruling the current area that is now known as Spain and Portugal. The name of that kingdom or that region, nation or whatever, city state or whatever you want to consider, that time period was called Andalusia. It was known as Andalusia, and it was the Moorish area of Spain and Portugal, and then you had the European areas, which were like Castile, Aragon, Navarre, and a couple of other area or city states that were more up to the northern region, kind of more towards the Pyrenees and all that, but the southern regions of what we now today call Spain and Portugal was called Andalusia. And we know that, the so-called transatlantic slave trade really began as the Spanish Inquisition in the Inquisition of the Israelites, known to the world as Jews, being removed or exiled and eventually thrown into slavery off of the Iberian Peninsula, modern day Spain and Portugal, and we know that went down to San Tome and ended up, with the west coast of Africa and Luanga or Luando and down in Angola and, all of that stuff that ended up being the transatlantic slave trade. We know that many of our people traveled these areas and came on their own, you see what I'm saying, and got in and linked up with a lot of the tribes and stuff that was already here, like the Yamasee and the Muskegee and then the Yucatán and the Appalachia, more of the southern tribes in Georgia, were really, southern North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and those areas, and those were the people who were the foundation of the Gullah Geechee people, as well as the Gullah Geechee wars that were fought in the 18th and because it was like the 1700s to the 1800s. So you say the 18th century to the 19th century, And many of them, as that war was coming to a close and, as they retreated back from those areas that they had been originally, many of them came into areas like Alabama and Arkansas, Oklahoma, and this area. So it made sense to me because when people moved, they would name things and places after things that mean something to them or places that they come from. You see what I'm saying, Mr. Picard? So yeah, I just wanted to drop that on you, man. I rode through a town called Andalusia, Alabama, and that makes perfect sense because even the Gullah Geechee's main horse, was the Andalusian marsh tacky, because we were dynamic horsemen. Our people were historically. You understand that, Mr. Picard? So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I just wanted to drop that quick nugget. I didn't want to forget it as I go through what it is that I'm, what I'm participating in at this moment, dealing with the family and handling family business and enjoying myself. I didn't want to let that slip. So Miss Picard, Andalusia, Alabama, Miss Picard, that's interesting. Hallelujah. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And always remember to keep the fire burning. A little more oil in my lungs. Hallelujah. Miss Picard, keep your eyes open. Stay prepared so that you don't have to get prepared. And remember that your redemption is near. Until we meet again, Miss Picard, Kuma Yisrael, Gam Yasha'al, Rise Yisrael, Shalom, Shalom, Salam, Miss Picard. Hallelujah.